All right. So Naziro, Scanian, GMV, Hero Dragon, others who might be lurking, let's get back to exploring our pyramid here. Scanian, you think that we should get out of here and go to Cairo? Now, there is no American quarter or consulate, but there is a safe sleeping option that we have found. So we left off here. And we do have supplies to last in the pyramid. Now, with our meta knowledge, it seems like there are checks to see how long we've been in the pyramid. So presumably, if we get out, that would reset the clock checking for monsters. However, there's nothing that doesn't say we can't sleep in the pyramid. Because the last time we left, it was to go get food and other things. I'm presuming we have a couple days of food with us. So, Scanian, do you think that we should leave entirely and then come back later? Or should we stay in the pyramid? Do we just stay and continue adventuring and eating the supplies that we have? We might not have a Scanian with us, so I guess let's start making a backtracking journey. And, we should go out or stay the night. We saw a monster den. Well, we don't need to sleep yet. However, it's going to take some time to get out of the pyramid. So, the question is, do you want to leave the pyramid? Do you want to leave the pyramid and, go to Cairo or something and then come back after a day of downtime? Or do you want to sleep in the pyramid and, all right, leave and go back to Cairo? Hero wants to stay. Naziro, GMV, do either of you have an opinion on this? Starwolf, if you're still here. We do have supplies to stay in the pyramid if we want. Alright, we have a lot of shy people in chat. I'm going to roll a D100. Oh, I'll save that because we might need a D100. Oh, GMV. Call our therapist back in NYC and get a few sanity points. We're only down 1 sanity point, but it is not an option. GMV, do you think we should bug out and go to Cairo and like wait a day outside and come back? Or GMV, do you want to continue exploring the pyramid as we have supplies to remain inside of it? You're the tiebreaker. We are injured, but we can recover our hit point. We're down 1 hit point. We can recover that after we sleep. So we're down 1 sanity, and there's not much we can do about that. And we're down 1 hit point. Keep going, says GMV. All right. We push on. As we backtrack, pardon. As we backtrack, should we explore 418 down here, 435 over here, 406 here, or 441 here? Otherwise, I mean, we can try to go up as well. We have 418. Let me see if I can get this closer. So we are currently here at 426, okay? Do you want to go down here to 418? Well, the symbol brought us to a clue, but we don't understand the clue. That was the symbol that we followed. The enchanted symbol led us to the sarcophagus room with a clue, but we don't know what it means. So we know there's a room with a planet and some sarcophagi in it. No, that's not an option, Scanian. And it's not just one, it's many. So we can return to the staircase that the original party found, or we can continue exploring the pyramid. So there's not an option to open a sarcophagus. I need to know where we're going. All right, GMV, where do you want to explore? Do you want to go to 418, 435, 406, or 441? You want to go to 418. All right, 418. So we return to 423. You're in section P. We're going back to 415. You're in section B. You can go west, or you can go east to 224. We're going back to 224. So you may go west, or we're going to go... If we need to go down, so we're going to 419. You're in section O. If you want to investigate the walls where you stand... Alright. So we're in 419. If you want to investigate the walls where you stand, go to 411. If you want to try climbing up the nearby shaft, go to 404. To the west, you can see the top of a large chamber. That's over here. To go to it, go to 418. To go east, go to 440. So, do we want to investigate the walls in the 419, or do you want to not care about the walls and go to 418? So that's the choice. Are we investigating walls, or are we just proceeding to 418? Since it looks like the top. Look at the walls. All right. 411. The walls tell a bizarre story. Strange ceremonies are presided over by a tall man with glowing eyes, while in the background there are distorted kangaroo-like creatures bending forward as they gaze into open sarcophagi. The next section shows mummies rising from the dead and taking their place beside the odd animals. Return to 419. All right, GMV, we explored the walls. We're going to 418, it seems. Unless you changed your mind and you don't want to go to a large chamber. Because we're in the tunnel here. 418 large... Yeah, okay. You're in a large, dimly lit circular chamber. The Carpathos device is in the wall. Oh, my goodness. Okay, then. If it is... so it is not after that time. If it's on or before, go to 405. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 405 is a lot of text. Uh-oh. Something's happening. Something's happening. You sneak down the steps. The chamber is unlike anything you've seen before. The lower walls are smooth, almost mirror-like, yet all light seems to disappear into them. The upper walls display reliefs of strange creatures fighting over some important prize. Many actual attendees stand on the floor below. 5 tall figures with grayish skin and hollow eyes stand beside a short Arabic-looking man whose eyes glisten. In the shadows, well away from the torches, you see other shapes, long-legged animals of some obscene kind. Make a sanity roll and lose 1 or 1d6 sanity points for witnessing the scene. GMV, you make the roll. You brought us here. We need a 49 or below. Yeah, I have dark vision. Dark vision is probably going to make it worse because we don't even need the torches to see the horrors. All right, come on, percentile GMV. We need a 49 or below. $101. GMV. You have broken reality and rolled a 101 on a D100. It is baffling. So that means, to be consistent with what we've been doing, we can regain some luck because you got lucky. As well, you can choose the number that you want that to be. So if you want this to be a failure, you can choose failure, or you can choose success. But I want you to roll 1d10 and we'll get that many luck points back. No, I can't do 9 billion luck. I can give you 1d10. 6. We're up to 26 luck. And would you like to pass sanity, or would you like to fail sanity? I don't know. All right, we pass sanity and we lose 1. The short man turns and faces the solemn creatures. You don't understand the words he speaks, but his meanings are clear in your mind. The hour has arrived, my master. The time for the city of the old ones has come. Now your kingdom shall be greater than Mu, greater than Atlantis, and we shall be with you, not as mere servants, but as lords. The man turns and faces the wall. Then you see the Carpathos device, gleaming in the subdued light. The man touches the wall and an opening appears, as dark as the pit to hell. The man inserts the device, and the whole wall seems to part. A shaft of prismatic light arcs into the room, swirling around everyone. The man screams, and you see a glistening silver top appear, hovering in the air. As the top waits there, the man shakes and quivers with extraordinary violence. His flesh seems to melt from his bones until he becomes a horrifying mass of pulsating material. A sickening foul odor fills the room, while you hear mental messages again. Into the pit, the icy pit where the old ones lie. Into the pit, and once more all life must die. Where all is north, he will come forth. The top will spin, the Lord will grin. Into the pit, into the pit, into the pit. The top is taken by the pulsating mass. The fleshy mass then begins to reform itself into a man, but a different, taller one. You can't make him out. You do perceive that the top is to be taken somewhere, but now all you can understand is Starkweather more. Make a sanity roll. Oh, even on a loss, we could end up getting spanked pretty hard here. Hero Dragon, you want to try your luck at sanity? We need a 48 or better. Well, what if that's the wrong Elder God? Then that's going to be super awkward, GMV. Alright, Hero Dragon. We lose 1d6 sanity. You don't want a 5 or a 6. Stops on a 1. Whew. Whew. We're down to 40. Wow, we have a really grizzled explorer here. He's seen all this happen and is just going, I don't like it. I don't understand it, but I know I don't like it. Whether sane or insane, if you have dynamite, you can try to seal up this horror show forever. If you can make a successful throw roll, you throw the dynamite and cause the ceiling to fall, tumbling down on every... Ooh, we do actually. Do we? Oh yeah, the scout has TNT. All right. Well, we have an option. What? Scadian, what are you rolling? I don't know why you're throwing a baseball. Here's our option. Well, we haven't even decided what we're doing yet, Scanian. Hold your horses. Hold on. Hold on. Let's discuss what our options are first before we go. We do have dynamite, okay? We do have dynamite. In the adventure, if you want, we can... it says here, whether sane or insane, if you have dynamite, you can try to seal up the horror show forever. Yeah, I know. You have dark vision and you cast fireball? Wow. I want to be in your D&D game, GMV. That sounds like no other D&D games I've ever been a part of or ran. All right, so if you have the dynamite, you can try and seal up the... All right, if you can make a successful throw roll, you throw the dynamite and cause the ceiling to fall, tumbling on everyone within the chamber. If you fail the throw roll, you do much damage, but the monsters and the man somehow escape to chase you. If you are screaming, if you tried throwing dynamite and now have monsters on your tail, there are 1d... Okay, we're not screaming, so that's not an option. That's fine. You retrace your steps trying to get back to the entrance. All right, so it looks like... You retrace trying to go back. All right, you threw it. Hi. All right, so after Fav. Okay. Scanian. You and the three scouts. You and the three scouts see this abomination happening. You look over. You look over to the scout. Dynamite. The scout hands you dynamite. As we're up here, looking down at the chamber. You remember, Scanian, you remember back to when you were a young man aboard those Navy ships. You remember, throwing the baseball on deck. You remember throwing... when you were not an officer, you remember throwing the big docking ropes. You remember hauling a lot of things. There's the horrors of war are nothing compared to the horrors that we have just seen. And you step up being this commanding officer that you not were, but that you are. The man that your wife fell in love with before she had to die like that. And perhaps in this moment, Scanian, we see Ernest Holt shed 30, 40 years of his age. As he takes that dynamite, he lights it. And he, as the kids, almost 100 years from now, will say, yeet. Hi thee. The dynamite was Jotun from the hero. Sparking fuse. What would be an appropriate... I'm sure that I have... What do I have for this? What would be some music I could play in a moment like this? TNT Dynamo? No. And I'm proud to be an American, even though that song wasn't written yet. All right. Still. Let's check our page. Scanian needed to shut this down and quick. And so he yeeted the dynamite into the ritual chamber. Presentation window 2. Ernest Holt. Industrial metal magnate. Former Navy commander. With a throw of 40... and Scanian getting a 40 on his yeet roll. Scanian, you didn't need to spend luck. You did it, barely. Soldier. Can I get some salutes in chat to Scanian? Many of you should have the salute. Would you salute Scanian? Boom goes the dynamite. And it was a successful throw, meaning that no mummies, no monsters chase us for the entire... it was a perfectly placed shot. And, you know, as the flash and the dust passes, we get that... We get that Captain America aging effect. You know what I'm talking about? It's used in a lot of memes. Hang on a second. Make sure there's no... Okay. And the years return to Commander Ernest Holt, USN retired, as he goes from this young man who has Jotun a stick of dynamite, bringing down this obscene ritual, and the age comes back to him. But he has that smile. He has that smile. Now let's get back to the story. Back to the story, it's not hard to find. Ninjas not just of the body, but of the mind. Those were the words that the master instructed, but a letter from Shredder had Splinter abducted. Well, we're gonna have to find out what happens. So, we bring this up, and I narrate. You retrace your steps, trying to get back to the entrance and out of this hellhole. You need to make a number of fighting or dodge rolls equal to the number of mummies chasing you. If you fail, all right, we didn't fail any of those. If you succeed with the fighting or dodge rolls, you survive and escape and head to the entrance at 399. You're in section K. At the end of the slope, you see a shaft down. Okay. Now, we're not going to instantly teleport, but I think that we get a free pass as we're no chasing, so 0. And we will take the direct route out. Now, that means that when we reach this area, when we did our time check, it was 4 p.m. Meaning that was the freebie. So it was 5, 6. And then we spent time looking at the walls. It is now 7 p.m. on Friday, October 16th, 1931. Well, wait. Was that... Oh, alright. This was at 7. If we make an expeditious retreat, all of the people are living, we retrace our steps, and we don't need to worry about being cautious. We're not going to investigate the mirror. We can probably add a... we could probably take it down some. So if we... normally this is like an hour of investigating, kind of going slowly, doing all this other stuff. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, although that's an hour each, so 2.5 hours, and then we're hurrying down. I'm going to say that that's 3 hours. It takes us 3 hours to scramble out the way that we came, meaning that when we're standing back at the entrance here, it is now 10 p.m. And we can decide what we want to do from here. And in the broad scheme of things, I suppose we could explore the pyramid, though I don't know if there's any conditions on other wandering monsters. We have seemingly obliterated the monsters in the pyramid. We also learned that the Antarctic expedition seemingly is a target for this cult. And that means that we can head to Germany if need be. So we can just depart, go back to Cairo, and we can take a ship or a train from Cairo up to Germany. Because it seems like the defecation has hit the ventilation. And there's some things about to get real. Alright, well, if we're leaving the pyramid, I'm not hearing anyone say, but wait. Yeah, escape time? Alright. So, from the pyramid, it's going to take an hour by taxi to get back to Cairo. While we're in Cairo, there is a safe place that we can sleep. Let's get back to that point, because there was a bonus roll that can be made. Let me find location. I just need some location. Egypt location table. There we go. If we choose other sleeping arrangements, many private homes from huts to mansions have rooms to let to visiting tourists. They are very safe. Each night that you spend in a private home, attempt 1 luck roll. All right, let's see if we're lucky. Scanian, you wanted, I got you, hero. Scanian, make a luck roll. We need a 26 or lower. We are in a safe place. We are in a safe place. We're checking on a successful luck roll, maybe for a bonus. We're seeing if we did get lucky. A 16 is less than a 26. Let's see what happens on a 198. With a successful luck roll, your host speaks English. Go to 199. Your host says, "It is bad to be here now, sir. A most dangerous object has come back to our land, and an ancient curse will be fulfilled. To try for more information, succeed with a charm, fast talk, or persuade roll." Well, it might be... So the locals don't know yet. But if you want to try and persuade to know a little bit more, Scanian, well, you're on a cooldown. Hero Dragon, get a 40 or below to see if we can find out what other locals know. $48. That is not enough to persuade. But you know what? We already knew this, and hopefully, we have stopped the Carpathos device, or at least the monsters that are around the Carpathos device. All right. So it says we get a good. You get a good night's rest, and then in the morning we can go to any Cairo location. So, we return. We're at 10 p.m. We arrive in Cairo at 11, meaning that we sleep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. We wake up, and then we only spent a day in the pyramid, and we were packed for more. So I guess presumably we could eat some of the rations we still have. I imagine the people who are serving us were paid and are doing their own thing. They can keep their stories or whatever else they want to do. But we can eat. It is now. We woke up at 7. And then we finished eating by 8. From here, unless for some reason you wanted to go back to the university or something else, if you wanted to go to the railway station or even the airport, around the airport, you detect an odor resembling manure. You also see many British troops. A few planes are scattered. So I guess we could fly? Let's see. The Athens flight departs at 3. The Bremen flight leaves at 9 a.m. and arrives at 5 p.m. Oh, so we can actually even catch... We can catch a flight to Bremen. We have 47 sanity left, Hero Dragon. Calling a psychologist doesn't get sanity back. That ain't how it works. Do you all want to fly to Bremen from Cairo? Or we can get on a boat or take the train. So we can cruise on a ship, we can take the train, or we can fly on the plane. We didn't find out anything more than what we already knew, Scanian. Alright, GMV, you want to fly up to Bremen, Germany from Cairo. We have an hour, we could get a taxi and go to the airport and be there on time for the plane to take off. And remember, this is 1931. You can be, you could be, absolutely drunk and carrying weapons out in the open, and you'll be on the plane. So we can arrive and just, point to the plane and say a ticket. Okay, here you go, print it up, and so Scanian, because we knew that the cultists had an interest in Antarctica, we can either fly to Bremen, we can hop on a ship to Bremen, or we can get on a train to Bremen. Hi, Sierra. Sarah, would you like to fly, take the train, or cruise? As long as it's not patio seating on the plane, I'm good with it. Bird up. Fly, be free. Okay. So, 9 a.m., we are on the plane to Bremen. Leaves at 9 a.m., arrives at 5 p.m. So, and we arrive at, it is 5. The Bremen flight leaves at 9, arrives at 5. On arrival, go to 450. A free shuttle runs between the airport and the harbor. It is cold and foggy. You were lucky to arrive before a landing was impossible. Go to 449. I guess it's the airport and the harbor? I don't know, Bremen location? Bremerhaven, Bremen's harbor area appears quiet in the cold air of early morning. Dense icy fog hangs over the port. If it's before December 20th, go to 451. It is before then. You see a freighter at anchor in the harbor apart from the others. Your eyes note the reinforced hull and the silver wingtips coming from bulky tarps on the deck. Probably Dorniers stored in sections. You can't read the banner hanging limply in the damp air, but it almost surely says Starkweather Moor. The twin stacks of the ship disappear in the low-hanging fog. Is this the same? Bremen locations. Bremen Airport. Bremerhaven is the port. It's a separate location. So we're at the airport. Why is it forcing us to be at the port unless it's the same? Although the rail station is also 449. Which is Bremen Harbor. So I guess the rail, airport, and port are the same? There's Der Freischwitz Inn, the Geschäft Krankhausen, the hospital. There's a steamship called the Dark Sea. So I guess it's... Alright. We're in Bremen. Bremen is a port city, a major area. Alright, so I guess, yeah, it would be all the same. I suppose, well, it is 5 p.m. and we're here. So I suppose we could either check out the large metallic ship that's going on the Antarctic adventure, or maybe we want to go... It's too late to go to the Geschäft Krankhausen, but Der Freischwitz Inn is open. We are still injured. We haven't really recovered that one hit point. We can go to the hospital, and we might be able to stay at the hospital for a night, and that would also cure us a hit point. There's also the steamship, the Dark Sea, which is accessible from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's not going to leave for a while, Scanian. It's being retrofitted with things. I'm going to go back, because there was a clue we found about it, if I recall. Preparations are said to continue... Here, I'll open it up in Discord. Preparations are set to continue apace for the Starkweather Moor expedition to Antarctica. The expedition will retrace the steps of the ill-fated Douglas party. The new expedition sets sail in December from Bremerhaven. So it's currently in Bremerhaven to have metal plates and icebreaker stuff reinforce the ship for the trip south to Antarctica. Well, there's not exactly a consulate that we can go to. There's an inn we can stay at, and it's presumed that we are telegraphing our friend back at the New York Sun with kind of details, because we trust her, of our trip, such that if we were to meet an unfortunate end, that next investigator can come out and pick up where the investigation left off. So, telegramming, we are presumed to telegram the reporter we know back in New York. So if we're at the port, these are our options. We can try to board the ship, or we can go to a nearby inn, Der Freischwitz. Freischutz? Freischutz. Freischutz? That's an umlaut. Freischutz? Do we want to visit the ship, the Ironclad, or do you want to go to the inn? Scanian, there is an American consulate, but do you want to go to the ship, or do you want to go to the inn, is the question right now. We're right here at 451. There is the hospital. Why did it take us to 485? We should be on 585. Alright, you get tender loving care. We were only down 1 hit point, so we can get this hit point back after receiving medical attention at the hospital. All right. If we are asking to be checked out, yeah, so it takes at least an hour. So then we go to the hotel. We go to Der Freischutz Inn, 461. Why did you not take me to 461? This is weird. Alright, so it takes some time to get there and then time to get treated. I'll say it's 7 p.m. You enter the smoke-filled public room. You're greeted with boisterous talk, steins loaded with foamy beer, and a crowd of brown shirts, their red and black swastika armbands clearly visible in the smoky haze. Rooms are available for the night. If you wish to do more here than sleep, go to 491. When you're done here, go to any Bremen location. So, if you just want to sleep for the night, we can sleep for the night. If you want to ask around and get clues or hear what's happening, then 491 is the place to go. Do we want to learn what the local sailors or something are talking about? Scanian might want to avoid the locals. Avoiding the locals seems to be a theme in Call of Cthulhu. Send the scout to carouse. The scout didn't come with us. The scout is in Egypt. We don't have a crew with us right now. It's just us. The scout was a local, was just a dude in Cairo who we could pay to go into a pyramid with us. Now, if you want, I guess maybe we could talk to locals. Yeah, the 3 were just locals in Egypt, Scanian. Right now we're on our own. So if all we're doing is sleeping, then we can wake up in the morning, have breakfast. We can get an early start to things, and we can, I don't know, we could go see this steamship in port. We can go to Geschaft Krankhausen, or we can carouse in the Freischutz Inn. Or we can visit the girded ship in port. So I'm open to suggestions. We can go visit a steamship. We can go visit the Antarctica ship. We can go to a place called Geschaft Krankhausen, or we can try and, I don't know, catch rumors or something at the end. Ask around the end. All right, survival. $461. Why'd it take me back up there? Come on. All right, go to 491. Alright, you can try one of the following rolls once per day until you succeed. Or you can relax a while. Also, while we're in a port city, or we're in a port area, actually, right now, we're in a tavern. Hold on a second. I have some good tavern music. Or at least some atmosphere. Alright. Survival. Do you want to try a spot hidden roll? We need a 50 or better on it. A listen roll, we need a 30 or better on it. A psychology roll, we need a 45 or better on it. And we have 0 Cthulhu mythos, so we can't attempt that. Which skill would you like to test? Okay, roll at survival. You need a 50 or better. Well, there you go. We needed 50 and you gave us 50. All right, 479. A group of brown shirts cluster about a curiously shaped box. Do we want to also look at the box? What's in the box? Survival. Do we want to look at the box, or do we just want to? Do we want to leave it be? Yeah, we want the number or lower, Sierra. Okay. Well, Hero Dragon says that. As nonchalantly as we can, maybe whistle a little. Alright. 474. They rise uneasily, wary at your approach. A man steps forward saying, "Sprechen Sie Deutsch?" If you have any skill in language German, go to 473. And we do. What are you doing, he asks. For your options, go to 485. What do you want? His hostility is evident. If you feign idle interest, go to 482. If you ask about the box, go to 478. All right, so survival. Do you? You said nonchalantly. Do you just want to go? Hey, hey, I'm just looking here. Or do you want to assert yourself and show interest in the box? Now, mind you, he is a gambler. He did fight in World War I as a Navy commander. And if we look at his skills, what? I don't know. I don't know if it'll call for a social skill, but you can see what we have here. So what are you doing, survival? Are we feigning idle interest, or are we going to be direct and ask about the box? My gut wants to feign interest, but Navy guy is going to ask about it. All right, so survival wants to go to 478. He studies you for a moment, then swiftly draws a knife. Make a dex roll to see if you can quickly pull out a gun or try a dodge roll. Choose one and then go to 481. Dex is 45, dodge is 25. Survival, we need a... Oh, well, actually, you tell me, survival. You have to lock in your choice before we go to this entry. Do you want to pull out a gun? He's pulled a knife. Do you want to pull a gun, or do you want to try and dodge out of the way? Lock in your choice, and then we're going to go to 481. Dex, pull a gun. Okay. If your gun is handy, you can shoot at point-blank range. If you hit him, his associates back away. All right. Point-blank gives you a bonus die. Survival, roll it. This is you. You are Ernest Holt. You need a 50 or better. I think a 4 hits. All right. Survival. Being the bold retiree from the Navy you are. Oh, 41. I'm sorry. Yeah, because it was a 71. I'm sorry. I read the 4 and my brain swapped it. You're supposed to, just in a different way. 41 does hit. Sorry about that. All right. You shoot at point blank range. If you hit him, his associates back away. You grab the box and an attaché case. Go to 484. You have it. The man, knife in hand, struggles drunkenly to his feet. One of his friends is fumbling frantically for something he carries in a leather jacket. You can exit with a successful dodge roll. Your lightning-like and decisive moves, leaving the group open-mouthed. To shoot the knife-wielding man, go to 472. All right. We can get out of dodge with a dodge. Or you can shoot the knife-wielding man, I guess, again? Wait, was that... Didn't we just do that? 472? No, I guess that's a different thing. Okay. Do you want to shoot the knife-wielding man, or do you want to get out of here? Dodge is 25, shooting is 50. What are you doing, survival? All right, Blue Joy, let me know when you can, and I'll call on you. Hero, I need to know what Survival wants to do. We're either going to try and dodge out of there, or we're going to shoot our way out. All right. Hero Dragon is trying to convince Survival otherwise. Percentile-wise, it's 25 to dodge, 50 to shoot. Looks like a lot of people want to get into a gunfight. Okay. You're at point blank range. Make a firearms roll. If you hit and inflict 6 or more damage, he collapses unconscious and the other brown shirts flee. 23 does hit. Now, you need to roll a 1d10, and we're adding 2 to that survival. You want a 4 or better on a d10. Woo! A 9 will work. Okay. You've incapacitated the man, and the brown shirts have fled. You can examine the contents of the attaché case. Go to 470. All right. It is a black amulet of strange design. Notes in German accompany it. If you make a successful language German roll, you can have them translated. All right. Sierra Echo. I don't know if you've rolled yet tonight. Sierra, give me a German language roll. We need a 35 or below. Oh. Do you want to spend a luck on it? You only need 1. Squeeze the juice. We're down to 25 luck. Ooh, pardon me. Okay. Go to 457. Apparently there's still people in the inn despite a gunfight just breaking out. A raucous group of brown shirts are laughing about something. You make out the words Führer, Triumph, and Amulet. Return to 491. All right, well, that was our day's activity at the inn, And I guess we're welcome to come back and try another one tomorrow if we want. So, this is kind of a loosey-goosey port if this can happen and people aren't phased. Now let's see. This was after we woke up in the morning, right? Or was this the evening of the same day? No, we stayed. Well, no, it was hospital. Then we got out. And then we went to the inn after. This is the same day. Okay. So, I'm going to say that activity took an hour. It is Saturday, October 17th at 8 p.m. Well, nothing says that we haven't been welcomed back. I guess we just do the no ticket. And that gets you through. No ticket. I don't know where we're going, but we're making good time, as my grandfather would say. Well, we have the evening, and apparently we could stay at the inn if we really wanted to. Yeah, because we arrived. We went to the hospital. We were treated at the hospital, and then we went to the inn, and this happened. So we will go back, and I guess we could just stay the night, and maybe people will leave us alone. But we can't make another roll in Der Freischutz Inn. Geschäft Krankhausen is closed right now, and the Dark Sea is also closed. So it seems like the only thing we can really do is stay at the inn. Or, hang on. I think we can go check out the, the Antarctica ship. As that's an any time of day thing. So, do you want to go to sleep for the night? Or do you want to go back to the docks and check out the ship that's being fitted to be an icebreaker to go to Antarctica? What sounds good? GMV, yes, we did. The cult operating in the pyramid had their focus on the ship going to Antarctica. Scannion, our options are rest at the inn and wake up in the morning to go to a place that's open, or go to the ship that's at dock that's getting fitted to go to Antarctica. All right. So we spend the evening at the inn and we sleep. Where do we want to go in the morning then? We can have another event at the Freischutz Inn because it's a new day. We can go to this place called Geschäft Krankhausen. We can go to a steamship at port called the Dark Sea, or we can go look at the converted Antarctica ship. It is presumed that if we're in a big city that we save our game by telegraphing someone. Scan in, yeah. All right, you want to go to the Antarctica ship first thing in the morning? You don't want to get into more trouble at the you don't want to get into more trouble at the inn? Okay. No problem. All right. So we can here, we don't need the pyramid. This is presumably collapsed. Well, do you want to ask around in the inn before we go to see the ship, or do you want to do that after we see the ship? How do you want this to go, Scanian? See the ship first, or try and get info at the inn? I mean, the ship might have people we could talk to as well. So if we, at some point, presumably, we're going to eat dinner. I don't know. For all I know, the people who run the inn go, yeah, those guys are bullies. Thank you for taking care of it. Don't worry about the blood on the dance floor. We got you covered. So we'll get to eat. Pardon me. But I think that means that, we have our evening open and we can wake up at a respectable time. Oh, excuse me again. So we get our second meal of the day. We sleep. Let's say that if we get up at 6 a.m., that ends our sleep. We have breakfast at 7 a.m. That means that we can be to the ship at 8 a.m. Now, not the steamship, because you wanted to go to the Antarctic expedition. So let's do that. Bremerhaven, Bremen's harbor area, appears quiet in the cold air of early morning. Dense, icy fog hangs over the port. If it's before December 20th, go to 451. You see a freighter at anchor in the harbor, apart from the others. Your eyes note the reinforced hull and the silver wingtips coming from bulky tarpaulins on the deck, probably Dorniers stored in sections. You can't read the banner hanging limply in the damp air, but it almost surely says Starkweather Moor. The twin stacks of the ship disappear in the low-hanging fog. To go aboard the ship, 486. Oh, all right. Well, I guess that's this then. Well, it's a good thing it's 8 a.m. then. The gangplank is down. If you wait here and try and talk to the sailors, go to 494. If you go to see the captain, go to 487. If you want to see the expedition leader, go to 497. You can attempt an intelligence roll once daily. If you're successful, go to 453. All right. Well, I guess just by showing up, we can make an intelligence roll, and then we need to decide what we want to do. Do we want to talk to the sailors? Do we want to talk to the captain, or do we want to talk to the expedition leader? Although Scanian, it looks like Scanian wanted to lock in, go see the captain. Tony! Tony, before we go see the captain of this ship, I need you to type !1D100, and I need you to get an 80 or below, please. 101? How many times are you all gonna break my D100? This is ridiculous. I need you to roll 1D10, Tony. You have broken reality. Two. We're gonna get 2 luck back. We're up to 27. There we go. All right. Well, I presume Tony wants us to succeed at our intelligence test for defying odds. So you can attempt ints once daily for successful 453. All right, we have a decision to make. You decide to stow away. You can stash food and water and find shelter in any one of the following hiding places: lifeboat, cargo hold, lower deck, engine room. If you choose to do this, write down your location and go to 456. If you think this is a bad idea, go to 486. So we're looking at this ship and going, I know where I can hide. I know where I can hitch a ride on this thing. I don't know if we're that wealthy, Scanian. But maybe we return to 486. However, if we want to hide, we have that unlocked. We have some ideas that we can act upon. Oh, it's more than a month's survival. All right, we're going to go see the captain. Go to 487. The captain is hiring people who have 25% or better in the following skills: electrical repair, mechanical repair, navigation, operate heavy machinery, pilot aircraft, and survival. Qualify in one skill area and you're hired for the trip. If you don't have the necessary skill points, you're not hired for your skills, and we go to 488. Now we have electrical repair. Sierra Echo, we didn't put we didn't put anything else in electrical. We do have mechanical is not there. It was only at 20. Navigation is only at 20. Oh, y'all got so close to getting us relevant skills. Operate heavy machinery. I don't think we have that. And we don't have pilot aircraft, and we don't have survival. So we cannot be hired for our skills. Let's see, if you're Grunwald, if you're Lau, if you're Wilson, we're neither of those three. Ah, here we go. If you're Holt, pick one of the following roles to try once per day. If you're successful, we can try to persuade him, charm him, fast talk, or intimidate. Intimidate is our highest at 50. This is probably us going to the captain and saying, you know, what do you mean I don't have the skills? I was in the Navy for blah blah blah. I was Commander so and so under the blah 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 blah. So we can try and intimidate our way. Otherwise, we can persuade at 40. We can intimidate at 50. We can charm at 15. Or we can fast talk at 5. And it looks like each of these might get a different... we might get a different result. So choose wisely. How do you want to approach this? It doesn't have to be loud and aggressive. It might not be. But intimidation's intimidation. Pardon. GMV, do you want to be Commander Karen? Scanian, sounds like it. We might go for that too. GMV, roll intimidate. You need a 50 or below. $57 isn't gonna do it. He is not impressed. So we can't do that. We can't do that again. We tried to go talk to the captain. We'll say that takes an hour to do. So it is now 9 a.m. Do we talk to the crew, or do we talk to the expedition leader next? Well, so you can luck it. That costs 7, but we also get to try this once a day for free. And the ship's not leaving for over a month. Expedition leader? Okay. $497. Professor Eustace Blake is very busy coordinating the expedition. Who are you? What do you want? He asks. If you're Grunwald, he's happy to see you. If you're anyone else, he talks with some reluctance. The trip is to retrace the ill-fated journey of the Lake Expedition. He attributes stories of lost cities to Dementia Antarctica. To try and join the expedition, go to 463. So we could always cut our hair and pose as a sailor. So I guess we could talk to the other sailors, or we can't talk to the captain again. So the expedition leader gave us information that we already had, which is fine. In a story like this, it's good to have a backup for information because it could have been missed before. So it looks like the only thing that's left is to talk to the sailors, or otherwise try and talk to the captain and get on in some social way. So 494. The sailors are uneasy about the weather and the polar trip. They say that the captain, they say that the captain, Old Haddock, is hiring only crewmen with particular skills. If you decide to try to fake the skills needed for a journey into a dangerous environment, make a combined knowledge, education, and luck roll instead of the specific skill roll needed, and write this down. We could try to fake it to make it, or we can just try and intimidate or persuade our way on the ship. So now our options our options are this. We can just wait until December and sneak aboard the ship. We can try and fake it till we make it with a combined knowledge and luck roll. Or we can spend time trying to convince the captain through our words. And in the meantime, we might be able to find some things out in the inn, because there's some daily rolls that we can make there. We have more than 30 tries. It's only halfway through October. We're in, and we have all of November. All right, so we do a little bit of research. We seem to be safe-ish on a day-to-day basis. We don't have assassins after us in our hotel room. Okay. So this is what so every day we can do one thing at the inn that we haven't succeeded at, and we can also approach the captain. We seemingly have time before the ship takes off, because I haven't read anything else otherwise. We can always try faking it till we make it, Tony. But there might be another way to do this. Now, with that said, do you want to try and intimidate your way, or do you want to try and persuade your way? Which do you think we should try to win passage aboard the ship with? Sorry, there's some popcorn in my teeth. Tony wants to persuade. Right now, the skills that will probably that are going to be better is either intimidate at 50 or persuade at 40. Alright, so survival, you want to try to go with persuade. In fact, I think because of who we are and what we do, I think that it would be fine to grant a bonus die for persuasion, given that we are an industrial metal magnate, and we have, our realm is in metallurgy. You know, we're in the Navy and such. All right, so this is, I guess this is what we'll do. Let's close this window. We still need to do something at the inn, but today is going to be, taken up otherwise. So let's go back to, we go back to Bremen, 461. I keep forgetting that it doesn't do that. All right, we go back to our inn. We're here for a while. 491. We did the spot hidden roll test. Pardon. Next, Tony Karlstrom. Do you want to try and listen in on something? If you do, then that's a 30% chance. Do you want to try and get a feel for what's happening with a psychology roll? That's a 45% chance. We currently cannot make a Cthulhu Mythos roll as we have a 0% chance. So, Tony, the next goal we pursue, do you want to try and listen for things or get a feel for things with a psychology roll? All right. Roll a D100 in chat, and let's find out what happens. You need a 45 or lower. 44. Okay. Psychology is on 458. There's fear in this room, but of what? The brown shirts? Succeed with a luck roll and go to 479. All right, Tony, you're on a cooldown. Survival. Make a luck roll, and we need 27 or better. '86 is not 27 or lower. All right, so we don't get lucky this day. So we understand that there's fear in the room. What I will say is, on future days, you can have your interaction simply be a luck roll, or you can try and pursue a listen roll. So we come back here. This day is effectively over. We eat our 2 meals. We sleep 8 hours. We wake up. We eat a meal. And now we try again with the captain. So let's do this. Scannion. We wake up. We're at the inn. Do you want to do the luck roll for psychology, or do you want to listen around? What is today's information gathering? All right. Make a percentile roll, and we need a 30 or lower to listen. You're fine. Actually, since we're in Germany, we could go to Oktoberfest. We can get some good beer. October. 77 is not going to do it. All right. Game Master's Vault. Let's try and persuade the captain to take us on the journey. I need a percentile roll from you, please. Bane! Bane! Hello! How you doing, friend? 36? Well, that'll do it without even needing to, All right, well, there we go. All right, Bremen. We go to the ship. That's 486. Captain, 487. Captain is hiring, but we're not being hired for our skills. We don't need to fake it till we make it yet. 488. And we're on the second. If you're Holt, pick one of the following, and we chose Persuasion, 483. 483 reads, the captain says, our sponsors are Mr. Starkweather and Mr. Moore. You must ask them if this expedition is for sale, he says. Good day. Go to 488 and make 1 try per day, or go to 490. Okay. Our sponsors, all right, yeah. Ask them if that expedition's for sale. He says, good day. Go to 488 and make one try per day. Although 488 is what we just came from. Oh, all right. So we can't. All right. I think what this is saying by looping back, we can't persuade the captain. We can't persuade the captain. So maybe we can try to intimidate him the next day. All right. So that's the day. It is now October 20th. We wake up. We have a breakfast. Bane, do you want to listen around the inn, or do you want to get lucky on picking up some vibes from the people who come to the inn? In other words, do you want to make a 27% chance luck roll or a 30% chance listen roll? Yep, pretty much. All right, roll it. Yep, 1D100. And you need a 27 or lower. 79 is not 27 or lower. All right. Now, how do we want to approach the captain? We can try intimidating him, fast-talking him, or charming him. We can intimidate with a 50 or lower, fast talk with a 5 or lower, or charm with a 15 or lower. Intimidate? Scannian, give me an intimidate. $25 will do it. Fast talk, intimidate 471. He stares at you. Sir, that tone of voice may serve you well in the boardrooms of New York, but this is my expedition. Good day. Ugh. All right. Or, well, so that means we can either sneak aboard when it's time to leave, we can fake it till we make it, or we have a 5% chance to fast talk, or a 15% chance to charm. Probably not. And I think the expedition leader was also a dead end. 487, that's the captain. Just see the captain, expedition leader was 497. Yeah, so we can't talk to the expedition leader. The sailors are like, you could just pretend. But we also might not be able to talk the captain into it. We can try, I guess. All right. Persuade and intimidate were dead end survival. I don't know if Charm or Fast Talk is as well, but those were our two strongest, and neither of them the captain budged. The expedition leader won't budge. So we can pretend to be a sailor. We can pretend to be a sailor, or we can just try to sneak aboard the ship when it's time to leave. In spirit, I suppose we could, Sierra. But he seems pretty firmly committed that the expedition is not for sale, and he referenced us to go talk to the expedition leader to try and get aboard. Pardon me. The fake it roll? All right. That was a combination. I think we still need luck for this. Also, we haven't ever tried going to Geschäft Krankhausen. Hang on, let's see. Let's see what's here. There might be a clue or something. 38. Oh, that's just the retail store. All right, so the Krankhausen is where we could buy stuff. Never mind, get out of here. All right. Well then. The sailors said that the captain, Old Haddock, is hiring only crewmen with particular skills. If you decide to try to fake the skills needed for a journey, make a combined knowledge and luck roll. Okay, if you decide to try and fake the skills needed for a journey, make a combined knowledge and luck roll instead of the specific skill roll needed. Okay, I think I see. Captain's hiring people with 25% chance or better in the following skills. All right. Sierra, roll a percentile. We need a 65 or lower for this. 79 is not it. Okay. So we're trying to remember our early days in the Navy, and that knowledge of machines and electrical stuff isn't coming to us right now. So we can't try to fake a skill. Not today. Because what we're looking at, it has to be a combined roll of a knowledge and then a luck roll, which is the fake it till you make it. So, another day passes. It is now time. We can either listen around the inn, or we can just try a luck roll on the psychology of the people who are coming in here. Well, that would be nice if so. Survival, you need a 30 or lower. A 30 or lower. That's a 63. Survival. All right. Well, I guess we could try the fake it till we make it. Bane, if you're still hanging out, can you give me a percentile roll? We need a 65 or lower. Bane isn't here. I will roll it. I haven't rolled one in a while. 1D100. 61. That works. Okay. All right, Scannion. I need a percentile roll from you, and we need a 27 or better. Maybe if we find some cultists and ask to be thrown into their acid pit, fail that roll as bad as we've been doing the rest, the cultists will dispose of themselves. 41? That won't do it. Although, I think I saw Tony do something here. 1 second. This is creator dashboard, viewer rewards, rewards. No, not that. Where's channel points? Not emotes. Power-ups and channel points. There we go. Where's my reward window? Manage alerts. Ah, there we go. View the queue. All right. It looks like there are 3 Fickle God favors that are in queue. So, if you want, you can spend a Fickle God's favor for a bonus die, meaning that you can roll 1d10, and you would need a 0, 1, or 2 to come up to replace the 4. Scannion, do you want to use one of the favors to try and replace the 4 with a 0, 1, or 2? Batispada, we have 3 Fickle God favors. Do you want to spend one to re-roll the 4 in 40 with a 1d10, and hopefully get a result of 10, which is 0, 1, or 2. All right, Batispada, exclamation point 1d10. And a Fickle God's Favor is now, we have 2 remaining. Lands on an 11. You have broken reality. Batispada, you, just as we do in our character creation, it's your choice. I presume you want to choose that we succeed. You don't have to. You can choose a number that makes us fail if you want. Do we succeed, Batispada? Okay, we go to 501. You're on board, successfully posing as an able seaman despite some close calls. Congratulations. Suspend further timekeeping and make a note that you came aboard at entry 501. You have won the race to reach the Dark Sea before she sails. You probably know your quarry is aboard. Now you have only to find him and destroy the top. You can try one activity daily from your present station. You can gain no other information about your goal. All right. So there's nothing else, I guess, that we can find in the... You probably know your quarry is aboard. Now you have only to find him and destroy the top. You can try one activity daily. Okay. So I guess we don't get the inn as an option anymore. And now daily we are searching the ship, or we can try skill rolls on B deck and C deck, or we can just lay low until Antarctica and see what happens. So I'm going to make a note that we enter in on 501, and you can see that here. This is October 21st, 1931, and we're at this entry. Now, I'm going to get up and take a quick break and walk around, as it seems like a new type of investigation is going to occur. So bear that in mind if you want to start searching the ship on a daily basis, or try skill rolls on B and C deck, or we could just lay low. I'll be back and we'll continue.